Hello everyone, I Professor S.A. Bansode welcome you all for this video lecture on merit rating. In the previous lecture on job evaluation, we have seen the various job evaluation systems and its importance. Now in this lecture, we will discuss the merit rating. So before that, let us have some discussion on the job or position. So job is nothing but a task given for an employee. So once a right person is selected and job is assigned to him with his skill, responsibilities and abilities, uh, with respect to the time, his performance need to be evaluated. So these things are usually included in the performance appraisal. So uh, merit rating is also called the performance appraisal. So as the job evaluation evaluates the job, but the merit rating assesses the worth of a person performing the job. So with respect to the performance appraisal, we can identify the potential employees and their abilities for the job role in future. So in almost every organization, every employee is subjected to the periodic appraisal. So in every organizations, HR department has certain objectives which are to be realized. So if the organization wants to have scientific compensation system, so it should have a sound appraisal system. So as we discussed the job evaluation, the performance appraisal's objective is to determine a sound wage system paid to the employees. So here we can recognize the employees who are working satisfactorily and the employees who are underperforming. So if employee is performing well, he must be rewarded. So these performance appraisal systems help the management for recognizing recognizing consciously the performance of employees. So next let us discuss the benefits or objectives of merit rating. So as we discussed, the performance appraisal is very helpful for rewarding the well performing persons. So this is directly linked to the performance of employees. Also, it helps to identify the person's potential to perform the assigned job and to decide the future responsibilities so that he can take. On the basis of performance rating, we can identify the training needs of the employees. There may be a reason a person is underperforming. The reason may be he may not be getting the adequate training. So, this is again helpful for the management for deciding the training strategies. Merit rating also helps in counseling the employees regarding their strengths and weaknesses. So, if the employees can understand well their role with their strengths, so it is also giving the comfort to them while working, and ultimately it will have an impact on the productivity. Indirectly, the merit rating motivates the employees to perform better if we give the rewards for better performance. And merit rating is a constructive performance appraisal structure for rating the employees for their continuous work in the organization. Next, let us discuss the requirement of a sound appraisal system. So, it should be fair, it should be transparent in sense, and it should be known to everyone, that is, every stakeholder, every employee, as well as employer. The criteria of the appraisal should be fixed and it should be known to the rater as well as the ratee, that means to the employer and employee. In appraisal system, there should not be any bias or ambiguity. That means it should be impartial. And these appraisals should be done at the prefixed intervals. That means either quarterly, half yearly, or yearly. It should be related to the job behavior only, right? So if a person's appraisal is to be done, that means it is related to his position, his task, and his job only. It should not consider his family behavior, his background, and other things. And lastly, this appraisal system act as the basis for the sound reward system. Now there are various methods of merit rating. Out of those, few are listed here. All the methods which are devised for appraisal are classified differently by different researchers. Some researchers classify these methods into six categories like rating scales, comparative methods, critical incidents, essays, management by objective, combination, and methods. So a more widely used classification of appraisal methods falls into two categories, that is traditional methods and modern methods. Traditional methods give the emphasis on the rating of individuals' personality traits such as initiative, dependability, leadership, drive, creativity, integrity, intelligence, its his potential, and so on. But the modern methods place more emphasis on the evaluation of work results, that is job achievements, than personal traits. And every industry requires a person with great achievements. So modern methods tend to be more objective and worthwhile. So let us discuss the first method here, that is merit rating method. So this is the oldest method but simple one. In this method, the man and his performance are considered as an entity by the rater. So here no attempt is made to fractionalize the ratee, that is employee, for his performance. It involves ranking all the employees, recording the job performance and commitment to the organization. As this is the oldest and simplest formal systematic method of performance appraisal, here the one employee is compared with the others for the purpose of placing them in the simple rank order of worth. So the staff can be ranked from the highest to the lowest or from the best to the worst. The relative position of each man is tested in terms of his numerical rank. The greatest limitation of this method is that in practice it is very difficult to compare a single individual with human beings having varying behavior traits. So it cannot indicate the specific strength or weaknesses. And if the number of employees are more, so it is difficult to merit rank them. The next method is paired comparison method. So in the paired comparison method, each employee is compared with the other employees on one basis, usually based on one trait only. The rater is provided, that is committee which is rating, is provided with a bunch of slips each containing a pair of names. The rater puts a tick mark against the employee whom he considered whom he considers the better of the two. The number of times this employee is compared as better with others determine his or her final ranking. Here let us discuss an example. Here the example is given for comparing the trait, that is quality work. Here five employees are considered A, B, C, D, E. Plus sign indicates the strength, minus sign indicates the weakness. So on this, by constructing a matrix for each trait, we can rank the employees by this method. But the limitation of this method is if the group is large it is very difficult to rank the employees. Now next method is the first choice method. So this is again one of the simple method which gives the performance of employees in the organizations. So this method was developed by a Tiffin who to eliminate central tendency of rating most of the employees at a higher end of the scale. So for each trait or behavior, number of statements are given and rater are required to select only one statement which describes the particular behavior of the employee being evaluated. This is useful for rating a large number of employees, job performance, and promotability. It tends to eliminate or reduce the bias, and it is also highly simple and understand to use. So in this method, raters are forced to choose or check only one statement and not allowed to describe. So this is again the most popular method used for rating the lower cadre staff, usually class 3 or class 4 staff. And the last method is checklist method. So in checklist method, a series of questions or questionnaire or statements are prepared, and the it relates the important aspects of employees performance on the job. The basic purpose of utilizing checklist method is to ease the evaluation burden upon the rater. So in this method, the series of questionnaire having the answers in the format yes or no are prepared by the concerned committee. Now the checklist is then presented to the rater to tick appropriate answers relevant to the appraisee, that is employee. So each question carries a weight in preparation to the final scores. So it is easy to compare the employees by this method. So each method has its own set of merits and demerits, but this is again the easiest method to compare the employees. So thank you for watching this video.